Happy Saturday, Miami! We are back with another legendary show. Lots of announcements, lots of great guests, and we're going to be getting into all of it more on today's show. But first, good morning to my gorgeous co-host Stitches.
We know that we're missing our better half. She's not here. Tracy Campoli is off for the day, but that doesn't mean we can't bring in somebody else to kind of fill in the seat for her when she comes back next week. So introducing to you, this young lady is like what we would call the celebrity seasoned publicist. So without further ado, Miss Keita, she's Keita Pub Diva on Instagram. So can we bring her in, please?
Hey!
Hi, Divas! What an honor to be here.
You are a seasoned publicist. You've worked with some of the best of them, from Jay-Z to Destiny's Child, Terrell Owens, the former NFL player. The list goes on. So you actually brought on, or were a part of, creating the first, or introducing the first reality show with Terrell Owens. Is that correct?
Yes. You know, the crazy part is, wow, it seems so long ago, but then again, it doesn't. I think the crazy part, what people don't realize is that, you know, reality TV really took a turn when the TO show came on. There was a point in time where reality television really was about dating. For him to be an African-American man, there really aren't any shows that are centered around males. Most of the shows are about women. It's about the lives of women. My partner and I, Monique Jackson, who created the show with me, we consider ourselves a triple threat because we not only created and executive produced, but we also starred in the reality show with T.O. And this is when reality TV was reality TV. Let me tell you, we didn't have to create a headline with him. But at the end of the day, what's really crazy is that, you know, our franchise actually was created before there was Instagram. Twitter was just getting underway in 2009 when the T.O. show debuted on VH1. It is the first docuseries actually that does follow a male's life. And most people think that Shawnee O'Neal and Mona Scott, those of you who know the shows Love and Hip Hop as well as Basketball Wives, those shows were actually greenlit after the T.O. show because we had such high numbers. And actually, we were prime time and beat the Kardashians every Sunday night, which is why the Kardashians changed their night.
Wow! Oh, look how lucky we are, friends, to have Keita with us. Wow!
The Pub Diva. Yes.
And Keita, you were also recently featured on season 5 of OWN's Black Love. Why is Black Love important to you? And can you share a bit about your experience on the show and working with Cody, who's the creator of the show?
Let me say this. Black love is a beautiful thing. Love is a beautiful thing. But the one thing that I will say, being a woman of color, the reason why Black love is such a soft, tender spot for us is because a lot of times our love isn't celebrated. Our love isn't congratulated. Our love isn't put on a platform for people to see that we have families, that we have loving fathers, that we have caring mothers, that we actually have a cohesive unit, and that our love looks like everyone else's. So Black Love gave me an opportunity to kind of show the real layers of love. Because let me tell you, it's not always, you know, champagne and caviar. But the beautiful part about Black Love is I got a chance to tell my story during a time where we had been through a lot of hardships. A lot of people may or may not know I've been through a lot concerning fertility. Being a woman of color, talking about fertility is taboo. You know, so to be able to talk about that, my uterus needed a little help in the reproduction area really was informative, because a lot of women don't know what their choices are in that area regarding freezing eggs or understanding what it does mean to actually go through fertility.
Ladies, we have lots of amazing guests joining us. So stay with us at Miami. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Let me guess, life has got you down, but you are ready to get on the path to creating positive and forward momentum and being empowered. A tragedy gave birth to this powerhouse entrepreneur, and now she leads women everywhere. Meet Coach G. She is trained, certified, and leading the way for women. Text the Connect Show to to 832-844-6940 for your free discovery call. And join our free subscription today.
Hey, beautiful people, it's Major Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
Welcome back. We're so happy to be with you this Saturday. Our next guest is Tay Daniels, and she's here to talk about creating a business that aligns with your dream schedule and dream income. Amen. Welcome, Tay. Thank you for being with us today.
Tay.
Hi.
So Tay, if we can get started and just really dive more into your story and what you do, how you got started as a business owner in 2016 with no money and no degree. What did you do, boo?
So I was 7 months pregnant. I was working in a mental health hospital, and I knew no matter what, I just don't want to go back here. I want to be at home with my child, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to still make a living and be able to be a mom. And I would search high and low on my work computer until I found being a virtual assistant. And it was on my maternity leave that I was just like, you know what? I'm not going back. I am not going back to a 9 to 5. It does not fulfill me. I hate it here. And I just started my own business. I had $100 to my name at that point. And I think every single person that knew me thought I was insane. I should probably check myself in.
And you were perfectly sane. You were doing the right thing for you.
Yes. I don't regret it for a second. It was the best decision I ever made.
Well, I love that. Tay, you actually have a great saying on your website that says, owning your own story is the bravest thing you'll ever do.
Yeah.
Tell us exactly how you own your story.
So in 2018, I went through a divorce, and at the time I was in a physically abusive relationship. And I was so shameful, and I thought no one will ever hire me, because who would hire someone who's put themselves in this position? And so I ended up leaving that situation and moving out with my child and being able to then sustain myself. But it wasn't until 2019, I believe, early into 2020, where I said, you know what, I'm telling people this is what I went through, because other women need to know that you can leave and you should leave. And there's people out there that will support you and love you. And it's not anything to be shameful of. And so I said, you know what, I'm telling people, and if people don't like it, then that's okay. But somebody needs to hear this today. And I'm so glad I did, because I had women flood to me and be like, I am in this situation now. And I'm like, can I come pick you up? Like, I'm so serious. And so that's where I've decided, you know what, I will never hide the reality of life anymore.
Nice. Thank you for sharing and being transparent with your story.
The truth is powerful. It sets us free, and we need real life role models to show us what they've survived, what they've been through. And I think it's the bravest thing in the world to share your story. So thank you, Tay. You then pivoted into coaching around that time. Is that right? Tell us about that transition.
So my virtual assistant company, then it transitioned into an agency in 2018. It kind of took off, and I worked with wedding professionals. And then through 2019, that transitioned into coaching, and it was really natural. I started coaching clients. And through that, I discovered that, you know what, I want to help women have a life that they love and a life that they deserve, because it's still a little it's maybe a little taboo that women make more than their husbands, or they make more money. And because of that, I wanted women to have more money and more freedom, and exactly what it is, the life that they absolutely deserve. Because I think the industry cheers for men, but not as hard as for women. And so I was like, I want to coach women to have this life for themselves that they deserve, leave bad situations or leave those toxic relationships and be your own breadwinner, essentially.
Awesome. Well, Tay, thank you so much for sharing your story. So definitely follow her, guys. Great conversations. We are not done yet. When we come back, we have Miss Carolyn Powery. She's going to be joining us. She is proof that there is power in etiquette, and it still exists. So I will prop up my chest and see if I can. And she comes.
Not as everyone.
Don't move. We'll be back.
for the smile on my face.
Hello, and if you're just joining us, welcome to The Connection Miami, where we talk every week to inspiring women in business. Our next guest is just that. We have Carolyn Powery here to talk all things etiquette and so much more. Welcome, Carolyn.
Hello, ladies.
Lady in red right there. I like it.
Thank you.
Hi, Carolyn. So we're excited to have you back. So when you came before, we talked about a lot of things and you gave us some great tips. So now we want to talk a little bit more about some, I guess we could call it COVID etiquette tips.
Mm-hmm.
What are some COVID etiquette tips that you can share with us to keep in mind?
Okay. Well, we all have been thrust into this pandemic, not knowing what to do. So the first thing is to practice social distancing. So if you find yourself in a situation where someone is too close to you, just politely back away and just say to them, I want to stay safe for myself and I want to stay safe for everyone else. You also want to practice proper hygiene. That means you're going to continue to wash your hands, use your hand sanitizer, and you want to make your facial masks. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
The restaurants are now open back up, and some of them are still requiring that you wear your facial mask. So when you do sit to the table, do not place it on the table. You want to place your mask in your purse, or you can place it in your lap, under your napkin, or inside your pocket, but never on the table.
And I was like, here are all my germs right here near the food, right?
You told us. I remember that.
I love learning from you. I think, Carolyn, sometimes people think that etiquette is for like black tie events and really kind of fancy things. And we know that it's really something that can be more of an everyday thing, right? So what are some kind of common etiquette mistakes you see just every day?
Well, we'll say number one, let's talk about social media. You never post when you are angry, when you're upset. Because you may end up posting something that you're going to regret later. Because as we know, some people have actually lost their jobs because of them overly expressing their emotions when it came to social media. Another one would be dining etiquette. Most people, when they sit down, they don't know which silverware to use for which part of the meal. So you should always work from the outside in towards the plate.
You actually have a pilot program for middle school students. So you're teaching them early. Can you talk a little bit about that? Where you intentional about growing your business and how were you able to do it? Let's get into that a little bit, if you can.
Well, yes, I started the pilot program in 2008 because I was being laid off from work. And I continued to expand my program because I wanted to work with college women and women professionals as well. So one of the ways that I ended up scaling my business and getting my credibility out there, I became a co-author in 2011. And this is the first book I co-authored, Madam CEO, How to Think and Act Like a Chief Executive. So my chapter was geared towards college women and high school students, preparing young women to be professionally poised and polished. And I co-authored a second book, which was a guide for African-American boys, and I offered tips to help them navigate the society as well, because I wrote that was during the time of the Trayvon Martin situation. So I offer some tips for our young males to help them to be successful. And the third book, which I wrote in 2000 and co-authored in 2017, is The Poised Polished Professional, and it's the executive guide for executive presence. So by me becoming an author, it gave me the credibility, it made me more marketable. So it opened doors of opportunity for speaking engagements, for being featured on local TV when it came to various subject matters that they talked about social media etiquette. Maybe it was about how to conduct yourself during the holidays, on your job. So, and I even got to talk about Warrior Etiquette doing Meghan and Harry's wedding.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn. And this Saturday is just getting started. We have lots more coming up next. But first, let's check in with the productivity coach, Sandy Glant, so you can slay your Saturday.
I'm Sandy Glant, and I'm back with another Slay Your Day Saturday. Okay, so here's 3 quick tips to help you with productivity and work-life balance. Tip number 1, I want you to focus on time blocking your days. Instead of a to-do list, time block your days into sections so you can stay in the flow and optimize your time. Tip number 2, know your distractions, whether that is Netflix or scrolling social media or getting locked into the TV. If scrolling and social media and all these time suckers are taking time away from you, set a timer, and once that time is up, you're done and you move on. Tip number 3, have one-on-one time with each of your kids and prioritize date night with your spouse. This time is so important and time is so limited, so it's important to have this quality time together. I hope that these tips help you optimize your time, tap into your productivity, and help you find your work-life balance. I'm Sandy Glant, and this is another Slay Your Day Saturday.
What's up? It's your girl Tisha Campbell. You will see me soon on the J Team with Miss JoJo Siwa playing a villain. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
What a great show it has been so far. We've talked about business, motherhood, etiquette, life, and now we're sitting down with Donica of LipScript to talk cosmetics. Hi, Donica, and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
What color lipstick is that you're wearing right now?
I'm wearing Blessed. That's the name of this one.
Bless us.
XOXO, loving it, the background and the lips and all the colors. So
thank you.
So I want to make sure, Donica or Donica?
Donica,
okay, Donica.
Yes.
So let's get into it. What is LipScript all about? Explain it to us.
So LipScript is 100% vegan cosmetic line, and it's made from a majority natural organic raw materials. And it's also, I sell lipsticks, liners, and lip glosses.
And you have a background in chemistry and chemical engineering, right? I mean, that's pretty fascinating. But it was your faith and your spirituality that inspired LipScript. Can you tell us how all of these things came together to help you create this awesome vegan brand?
So I have a bachelor's in chemistry and chemical engineering.
Wow.
And I really wanted to get into a field. I really wanted to tie in my faith and my spirituality into my work and stuff that I do every single day. So I was able to kind of channel my background in engineering to do product development, and then use my faith-based and my connection to God to develop the branding and the names and the colors, and to tie all those things together to encourage the everyday woman.
That is awesome. I love that. So having a business that sells physical products, how it really has layers to it. We know this. So can you talk to us about how you navigated through those spaces like R&D, finding manufacturers, shipping, the whole 9 yards? How did you do it? How did you do it?
So I started from just researching, reading up on whatever I could find online, just trying to understand, a lot of prayer, a lot of patience, a lot of waiting, a lot of just trying to meet with the right people to get advice. But really it started with me researching. My background helped me because I started to produce the products myself. So it helped out a lot with vetting out manufacturers to pick, because I already knew the purpose of every ingredient, and then, receiving the products and testing them out. But it's really about just staying up to date and doing a lot of research and having patience and figuring out what's the best fit for you. And then I was also just able to connect all those things, and I just continue to try to improve as the brand expands.
Yeah, because you got half the battle once you create it yourself. Like that's
You think
no
it's half the
joke.
battle. You think it's half the battle.
oh, it's more. Oh, it's more.
Yes, the brand. Oh my gosh, the campaigns that you have to set up for it to get the right photographers, the right models. It's a lot ongoing, but
it's a lot that you've done. As Stitches said, I mean, even in that space, giving yourself the credit that what you have created is amazing. It's not just a lip color. And speaking of your lip colors, I mean, obviously you have great names, not just Vine, and of course Blessed, that we've been blessed with on your lips today. But how do you come up with these names? Because we do know that a name really does evoke something. So what is it behind the name, and how do you come up with that?
Nice.
So initially I started off with just trying to develop certain colors that go with maybe my favorite Bible verses that I have. So I would start either with that route, or I would test out a new color and just try to figure out how it makes me feel. So one of our darkest colors, for example, is called Strength, and it's one of the darkest colors. So when you get it, it looks bold, it looks strong. So I was like, oh, this is perfect for strength, to show that, you know, we need God's strength to help us get through. So that was one of the names.
And Donica, how do we find out more about you, about LipScript? Where do we go to see all the good things?
Website is www.lipscriptcosmetics.com, and the IG is LipScript. So just there you can order. It's really easy to use website.
Oh, thank you, Donica. I hope you're taking notes at home, my friends. We've been getting some great tips today, and this is how we love to spend our Saturdays. And stay tuned. We will be right back after the break.
Hi everyone, I'm Princess Sarah Culberson, and I'm committed to empowering women to really take on their dreams. You can learn more about me at I Am Princess Sarah on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and you are watching Connect Network TV.
Welcome back, South Florida, and we thank you so much for watching. And if you have been watching since the beginning, then since December, we have had our amazing host, Miss Susie Moore. You are more than likely a fan of her, and she brings joy, she brings light, she brings life to the show. But we do understand that she's working on her new book, and there are things that she has to focus and work on. So this will be not a goodbye, but till we see you soon. But Susie Moore will not be joining us next week, but she will be coming back on from time to time. But again, focusing on her book and doing great things. And she's just going to let it be easy. So Susie, we're going to play on TV. But how do you feel, Suze?
Oh, so you can't get rid of me. You're not always going to be like sniffing around, paying attention to what's going on. I love this show. You ladies are guests. I think we've been completely blessed. Blessed to talk about the lip color once again. And I'm always going to be involved in part of it, celebrating you and cheering you on from afar when I'm not with you. So thank you for being so gracious.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't ready for the goodbye, the so long, the see you later, alligator. I wasn't ready for any of that. So I'm a bit taken aback that you're leaving to do more important things right now. Not that this show's not important, but you're actually about to go do some things. And sometimes as women, we have to put ourselves first. So I'm so excited for you with that. But speaking of the ladies and the place that you've shared with Stitches and Tracy and so many of the viewers, what are some takeaways in your experience that you want to share with us?
Oh my gosh. I mean, what an experience. We have met so many incredible people on this show. I've learned tax advice, hairstyling tips, amazing business advice. I mean, I feel like I'm getting an education, and it's such a privilege every week to show up and be with incredible guests. And then, of course, my incredible co-host, Stitches and Tracy Campoli. I mean, when you have friends that feel like family, that never leaves you. It's whether you like it or not. You're just always together in spirit. And I'm so thrilled to be part of this show. I feel like I'll always be part of of it in some
You will.
capacity, so long as you guys will still let me. And I feel as if being around different women week to week who are all doing great things, inspiring things, has inspired me, has truly inspired me. And I take something from everyone, and that's just eternally there.
And vice versa. We definitely take things from you, Suze. But I really want to touch on your book really quick before we sign off. How has it been, or what was the experience in creating this new book? Because this is your second book, right?
Third book, would you believe? I'm a busy woman. Yes.
Wow.
This is my favorite book so far. Letting It Be Easy. I think teaching this skill, it's a skill unlike any other, really. Allowing yourself to relieve yourself of stress in so many situations. It's something that we can consciously do. And I feel like it's very important for me to be teaching what I know on this topic. And my book ranges from so many different situations, from growing up on welfare to being divorced in my 20s, to female friendships, to getting started in business when you don't know anything. So I feel very excited about Let It Be Easy, and I hope you'll have me back so I can talk more about it as a guest this time. Ooh.
Yes. Well, speaking of Let It Be Easy, we know that things aren't always easy when it comes to writing a book. All right. But what we can say is Letting It Be Easy, for those out there who aren't the best page turners, you have an Audible version that's available. Tell us about that process.
Oh, yes. And I think audiobooks are amazing, right? A lot of us, especially if you've got kids, you've got multiple things going on, you can't always sit down with a paperback. So tuning in when you're driving, tuning in when you're, unloading the dishwasher, tuning in when you're getting dressed. I think audiobooks are really, really fun. And this time I did it myself. I haven't done my former audiobooks, but this time it's all me. So I hope you like it.
And Takeda, thank you so much for filling in for our girl, Tracy. She will be back next week. To Susie, we love and appreciate you. I'm still going to be sending you Gippies and memes. So
please.
Keita, we have to add you to that list too. So.
You can, please. We're all going to be blessed.
There we go.
Let's call it blessed.
So we can't leave without giving you a Stitches music pick of the week. Back again. She is one of our favorite SheJs, ladies and gentlemen, a part of Girls Make Beats. South Florida Zone. She DJs for the Miami Dolphins. She's DJed for DJ Khaled's birthday party and a couple of other big names. And she's back with us right here on the Connect Show South Florida. Introducing DJ Marley.